Very nice to be here, Pooja.
Well, it's wonderful to have you on my show, in a Heart Talk, face to face.
Yeah.
Not on Coffee with Karan, but
No.
on Just Pooja.
All right, well done.
And well, we are going to, in this rendezvous, discuss your style mantra.
Okay, oh my
And
God.
what
all
makes
right.
you such a celebrity chat show host?
Oh God, I was just saying it, before I got onto this hot seat. I was just saying that I kind of lost my identity as a filmmaker all of a sudden. Everybody just talks about me and associates me with the talk show, with Coffee with Karan. Suddenly, it's all I hear around me. And it's a bit worrisome, really, because abhi jaan mein jata hu, I mean, I can't have coffee and barista anymore, because everyone says, oh, you're having coffee with Karan. And I'm like, oh God, what do? I had this really sweet Sardarji who came up to me, ke tum, chat show to bada acha kar lete ho, Coffee with Karan, bachcho ka bhi show kar lo na, toffee with Karan. So I was like, oh God. And I hear these really funny lines all the time. I must say I'm enjoying it, but I'm dying to get back to what I am, a filmmaker.
लेकिन करण, आपके मुताबिक एक अच्छे celebrity chat show के लिए, what are the essential ingredients?
I think to make your guests comfortable. As soon as he or she comes, you start the whole comfort zone from there. You kind of make him or her comfortable. And that's the first thing I do. You don't start like attacking them, as soon as they sit down. You kind of make them settle in and then ask your controversial questions. Well, not attack them, but you go into zones that maybe they don't want to go into, but you have to for great TRP.
What ingredients make up a Coffee with Karan, I want to know? I
think an informal lounge chat. That's what Coffee with Karan is really all about. It's about bringing two people. That's another USP I think it has, that it always has, it's never a one-on-one, it's a two-on-one. And it kind of, the whole energy when you have three people, they really make a conversation. Secondly, I think it's a kind of lounge chat feel. Like you always, like as an audience, you feel, you get a voyeuristic pleasure of almost overhearing a conversation of three friends at times. Because a lot of times the guests have been people known to me really well.
But Karan, most of the questions that you ask to celebrities are very, very personal, very intimate questions. लेकिन आप एक filmmaker of repute हैं, so आपको नहीं लगता that your show should have had more serious elements of filmmaking or the nature of filmmaking and more about the film business as such?
Pooja, I think who sets these parameters, who makes these rules? I mean,
I'm
just
asking
because
why you haven't
that's what I'm saying. Because I'm a filmmaker, people actually, no, I'll tell you, this is a vibe that generally people have, that you're a filmmaker and I should be very intense, very serious, say very serious things about serious issues because I'm a filmmaker. I sell social messages. I am a filmmaker. The whole vibe of many filmmakers is like that. I'm not like that as a human being. I'm fun. I'm a people's person. I like to have great chat. I like to gossip once in a while. I like to chat with friends. I like idle talk. It interests me. It kind of takes my mind off various huge problems that everyone has in their day-to-day lives. My personality, if I sat in a black suit and spoke very like, tell me about your childhood trauma, tell me about your this phase of your life, tell me about the intensity and passion of filmmaking, I'd be boring, I would sound boring, I would feel boring, my show wouldn't be of any interest, it would be interesting to me at all, firstly, and then to no one else. That's not my character, it's not my personality. Yes, I sell dreams, I make movies that are for wide audiences, and I entertain audiences, and that's what I want to do on my talk show, entertain people.
Why did you wander into TV shows in the first place?
Because I wanted to. I've always done different things. Do you know, I've costume designed, I've done clothes for Shah Rukh, I've hosted, award events. And I wanted to do this. It's a great hobby and it's an extension of my personality.
And you're enjoying your chat show tremendously.
And who says you should be doing just one thing in life?
Karan, Oprah Winfrey, she started off as a small talk show host. She became one of the world's biggest, she is one of the world's biggest talk show hosts.
Totally, I think one of the best entertainers we've seen.
So, aapko kya lagta hai? Why has India not created an Oprah Winfrey till date?
Well, I think a lot of Oprah's, I think, research and everything else is, of course, wonderful. Her personality is like a 20 on 10. I think she's just fantastic. I love her. I'm a huge fan. I think her audience makes the show also. Her live audience, the people who come on, the issues they bring up, the issues they talk about, how they open up. I think they make the show.
You became a talk show host. Were you really nervous? Like, oh God, I'm going to have a talk show of my own. How am I going to do this? How will I conduct myself?
I was really nervous day one. I mean, I thought I faced the camera.
Who was the first person you interviewed?
Saif and Preeti. It was the first show. It was Saif's birthday that day. And Preeti was coming in with some kind of stress. She was really upset. Saif was going through a certain phase in his life that was not very, it was an emotional phase he was going through. So he was a bit low. I was stressed and nervous. It was my first day. So there were three really clashing energies at that point of time. And I was like, I could feel my feet, shake.
But it was
literally.
a very upbeat show.
Well, that's why I think everybody was an actor on that show. I was acting and they were acting. And at the end of the day, I was like almost drained by the end of it. I was like, oh God, take me home. Because I was so stressed out. I never thought I would be because I'd faced the camera before, But for the first time, I felt really nervous because I think TV does that. Also, no, television, it's like, you have 6 cameras, your look, you have to be right, the way you're, everything, Pooja, you know the drill. It takes a little getting into. But I think by day 2 or 3, I was more settled.
So before you started your talk show and you knew that there was a talk show coming up and, there are going to be guests in front of you, did you like tune into all different talk shows, maybe international ones and say, dekhte hain, how they're conducting interviews? Is there anyone you modeled yourself on?
No, not really. I mean, I watch Oprah all the time, so I've watched her. I really like Veer Sanghvi's approach. I mean, I must say I watched a lot of him because he actually listens. He listens to what the guest is saying. Because a lot of times we have talk show hosts who just have 20 questions and they want to go through those 20 questions, irrespective of what the answers are.
And you've been on such shows.
And I have been, because I'm answering, aapki future plans kya hain? And I'm like, mere future plans, they've already gone on to the next question. They don't care what my bloody future plans are. Then why are you asking me in the first place? They've gone on. They've done this whole thing and they've asked you. So I'm like, listen to what I'm saying. I could be saying my future plans is कि मैं astronaut बनना चाहता हूँ. They wouldn't have even heard that. They would have gone on to the next question. अच्छा, मैंने ये सुना है कि Shah Rukh और आप something they've gone on.
अच्छा, मैं अगले question पे पहुँचती हूँ.
Immediately, they're not interested. I feel Veer Sanghvi hears you out. He listens to what you're saying. And then his next question is a link to what you've just said. And I think that's what also makes a great talk show host.
Some of your rapid fire questions are really outrageous. Firstly, whose idea was this rapid fire question round?
Well, I think the rapid fire as a concept is not my own. It's not, I don't have any kind of copyright on it. It's been something that people have played this. It's called like different kind of things, different places. You just throw these questions and you get those quick answers. So rapid fire was my idea to make it a little more kind of, energetic in the end. And we just asked really funny questions. Is to put you on a kind of semi-spot,
Okay, let me put you on a semi-spot.
Can I also tell you the origin of that game, of that who dash or dash, like Shah Rukh or Aamir or Aishwarya, comes from my friend Uday Chopra. Okay. Uday Chopra plays this ridiculous game with us all the time. Ever since I've known him, he's always asked, like, you like my mom more, you like my dad more. He asks these really silly, cheesy questions. You like Adi more, you like his wife more. And suddenly, like, he throws these things at you and you're like, quite, because you start thinking that who do I, and if you say it, then, you feel you're upsetting the other. He used to play this game with us all the time and that's how I got it, immediately. So I think I owe him a lot of credit for that bloody rapid fire round.
Well, good. Now let's put you through a rapid fire.
Oh,
You've inspired us to do a rapid fire with you.
All right.
Come on. Who do you like better? Preeti or Rani?
You can't do that to me. They're
of course
both heroines
I can. You
of
do it
my
to
film.
everybody. Come on.
Preeti or Rani? I would go with Rani. I've known her much, much longer. I'm not saying here as a career or as an actress. It's just for the fact that I am closer to her.
All right. Who is your favorite in-house director? Nikhil Advani or Soham?
Sorry?
Nikhil Advani or Soham?
One is not in my house anymore. So I would say Soham.
What do you mean not in your house anymore?
In-house, he's not in-house anymore. He left the house some time ago. So exits we won't enter into. We'll just talk about who's current.
What is current.
Yes.
All right. आपका favorite director कौन है? Sanjay Leela Bhansali या Karan Johar?
Sanjay Bhansali is the best director in the country, according to me. There's no one more talented and no one more brilliant than him. He is truly my favorite director, and I think I have grown watching his films. I think with every passing film of his, I feel I get better. I think he is the finest talent we have.
So what does the term celebrity mean to you?
It means that you have no private life. It means that the public owns you. It means that you are one in a million, which is a great thing. I think a celebrity is special.
So tell me, the celebrities that come on your show, why do you choose to have only celebrities on your show?
Because they sell. Stars sell.
As simple as
Film
that.
actors sell. Because they were very clear they wanted ratings, and stars bring in the ratings. I mean, unfortunately.
So that's what it is. That's why you have the TRPs. I was wondering, because both of us have content and I definitely have the cleavage.
Yeah,
so why does Karan get the TRPs?
The stars, darling. Just the stars. Big names, big bucks.
लोगों का ये भी कहना है कि on your show, the energy, the enthusiasm is definitely there, and there's this familiarity, this camaraderie. But that also, it's a sort of ego massage for you, because everyone's just saying nice things about about you and nice things about each other.
Well, I think that's not true. I mean, that doesn't happen a lot. I mean, it's happened a few times where people, like at 1 or 2 times, instances I can remember, where it's happened. But not at all times, really. I never, in fact, I speak very little on my own show. I try and kind of, my question, I try and get the guests to talk much more. Sometimes they mention me because I'm part of their lives, because we've been close friends. So sometimes you can't help but mention each other. But we try and not do that. This has been 1 or 2 shows had this kind of, where it's been Kareena when she spoke about her problem with me, and I brought it up. And in fact, there were a few revelations made on that show about how Rani felt about not being offered Kal Ho Na Ho. So it was an interesting, I thought, that was really voyeuristic. You felt you were literally eavesdropping on 3 friends talking and sorting out their differences. So it has happened, but ego massaging, no, it doesn't happen a lot. I wouldn't agree to that.
Aapko kya lagta hai, the celebrities that come in your talk show, are they relating to you as Karan, the talk show host, or do you think they're relating to you as Karan, the filmmaker?
Not possible to relate to me as a talk show host, really. I mean, I'm more the filmmaker first. So, and they know me as a filmmaker, they know me as a friend. And I think the talk show host angle comes in, like, I think maybe in my next season, because now it's an established format and a show. But definitely in the beginning, they were relating to me as Karan, really. It was me, just me, the person, the filmmaker, not the talk show.
But did they find it really funny to be sitting with you?
Really funny. I mean, that's my first question. If you realize, I always ask, I always say, so how does it feel, to be in conversation with me? And all of them, 8 out of 10 of them said really strange, because, because you meet them, as friends, you go out for dinner, you're chatting with them, and suddenly you're like all dressed up and saying, so tell me, what does it feel? And, how does it feel that you've done this and that? It's really strange. It's bizarre. I mean, it's bizarre.
But tell me something. Have any of your guests ever been upset with you? Kabhi naraz hue?
No, it's never happened.
Kabhi nahi. You've never pissed anybody off?
Never. Because I'm so careful. I'm very, very careful. Because I know there have been times they've called me and asked me, could you edit this part out? Could you edit that part? And that's fairly understandable, because for me, if an actor tells me to cut a scene of his, I would never listen to him or her, because it's my film, my life, my baby. And nobody messes with my baby but me. But when it comes to a talk show, it's an extension of my personality. It's a hobby. So if an artist or a celebrity calls me and says, look, can I cut that line out? I'll say, sure. I don't even argue. I don't even say like that. I say, no, because this is not what I'm meant to do, really. It's a hobby. Now, you can play around with your hobby. You can't play around with your work. So no actor has a right over my film, but they have a full right if they have said something in the heat of the moment or in the, in the spur of the moment and don't want to really keep it. It's happened in, I think, 8 or 9 shows that people have called me after and said, Karan, cut that out. And I'm like, cool.
So this is about them being uncomfortable. What about you being uncomfortable? Preeti और अभिषेक ने काफी छेड़छाड़ की कैमरा के सामने आपके साथ.
Totally, and I wasn't uncomfortable at all.
Have you ever been uncomfortable? Has
never.
Which of course you've then edited out.
No, I've never edited anything where they've kind of taken the mickey out of me or I've poked fun at me. I like that.
You've been a great sport.
I like that because I think that is also interesting television. I've only cut out things that they have said, never things that have been said to me.
You've compromised yourself at many points. Have there ever been points that you're saying, oh God, I can't believe they said that about me, and let's just keep it anyway. It's great TV.
I mean, as you said, Abhishek and Preeti's show was mad, and they said a lot of loony things, really. But I laughed along with them. I mean, it was like, it's no big deal. I mean, if I'm doing this, if I'm putting people through a rapid fire and asking them, how dare I start getting sensitive or really kind of touchy about things they're saying? I mean, not at all. I mean, it's all fun. The whole vibe of the show is fun. Let's all have fun, and that's what we want to do.
So how does it feel to be on the other side of the firing line now?
Well, I have been, I've been on shows before, and I have sat and been interviewed before, because this show, of course, is like literally been through the whole firing line. But I'm having fun, Pooja. I enjoy it. I totally enjoy it. In fact, I like the fact that I should be put in a spot as well, because that should make people at least realize that, okay, he can be subjected to it himself if he's subjecting people to it. He should be subjected as well. I enjoy it.